Welcome to the program. I'm Markus Karlsson, and today I'm at the Paris Motor Show, one of the premier events in the diary of the global car industry. This year's show opens at a time when the European car market is revving up again after years of weakness. That's music to the ears of France's biggest car maker. Peugeot Citroën has been suffering from falling sales and mounting losses in recent years. I'm here to speak to the chief executive of Peugeot Citroën about his hopes for the future and his forecast. First though, let's start with a temperature check of the company. There's light at the end of the tunnel for Peugeot Citroën. Its losses during the first half of the year narrowed significantly to 114 million euros, sparking hopes of profitability after 2 consecutive years of red ink. There's still a long way to go though. Car sales last year were more than 20% lower than in 2010. And during 2012 and 2013, Peugeot Citroën racked up losses to the tune of 7.3 billion euros. In response, the car maker has been slashing costs. The cuts include the closure of a plant just north of Paris in the face of tough union criticism and protests. Peugeot Citroën has also been taking outside help, finalizing a rescue deal earlier this year. It saw the Chinese car maker Dongfeng and the French state each take a 14% stake. Chief Executive Carlos Tavares has launched a turnaround plan, dubbing it Back in the Race. The finishing line, though, is still far off. Carlos Tavares, thank you very much indeed for speaking to us here at
My pleasure.
24. Now, you've said that Peugeot Citroën will be profitable in 2018. Are you feeling confident at this stage?
Yes, extremely confident. As you can see through the first half financial results of the company, the Back in the Race turnaround plan is now delivering results. They are visible through the financial results, as you can see. That shows some light at the end of the tunnel, but even more, that gives an even bigger motivation to our teams to speed up the recovery and to speed up the implementation of the plan. And that's perhaps the most important thing, is that we are doing our best to accelerate. And we are seeing that the method that is included in the Back in the Race plan is now being efficient. And because it's efficient, people are getting very excited about the results they are producing.
Peugeot Citroën still depends, though, on Europe for more than 50% of its sales. How are you going to get below that threshold and become less vulnerable, so to speak?
It's a great point, and we are doing it by implementing a very significant profitable growth in the biggest market in the world, which is China. Just to give you a few references, this year in 2014 we are going to sell more than 700,000 cars in China, and last year we sold 550,000 in China. So that means
that's a lot of cars, of course.
That's a lot of cars.
But your market share still, though, is in single figures, percentage-wise, in China.
True, and that demonstrates that we still have a big potential to grow, and that's good news for the future, which means that we are now creating a second leg to the company. We have a European leg, and now we have a second leg, which is a Chinese or Asian leg, which gives us more stability and less vulnerability for the future. And that's what we are now implementing. We are extremely happy about the results that we are getting in the biggest market in the world, and we are achieving the results thanks to the talent of our people, to the great number of new products we are launching, and to the quality of the partnership we have with our partner Dongfeng, who is also, as you know, our shareholder.
Speaking of your product line, you're launching a new brand, DS. What do you expect from that brand? How bigger part of your business will DS stand for in the future?
That decision that we have made a few months ago to have a premium brand within the automotive PSA group is the consequence of just looking at what is happening in other companies. We see that the profitability of the premium brands is much higher than generalist brands. Therefore, we have the capability in terms of engineering, in terms of manufacturing, to make great cars, premium cars that meet the expectations of those very demanding customers. Therefore, we made the decision to go and create a DS premium brand for the company. It's a long-term decision. It will need some decades to install properly with a high level of maturity this brand. So we do it for the next generations, but it's also an investment for the future, and we believe that we have the skills and the capability to deliver.
But are you not worried about DS cannibalizing the sales of your other brands, Peugeot and Citroën?
Not at all, because the positioning and the complementarity of the three brands is quite clear, and I'm going to summarize it to you. DS, as a premium brand, will express the French glamour, all the sophistication, all the art of travel, all the luxury that you can see in many other items in the French society, like fashion, dressing, food, and many other directions. But there is no expression in the automotive world of the luxury à la française. That does not exist today, and that's exactly our mission with the premium brand DS, is to express this sophistication. And the big news is that the German competitors cannot embrace and embody what represents the best of the French culture, of the French luxury.
Analysts warn, though, that the margins in the premium segment will come down. Does that not worry you, and doesn't that mean that you're late to the game, so to speak?
Well, you know, at this stage the margins are still 5 or 10 to 1, right? So there is still much room to improve through the existence of a premium brand. On the other hand, we have two other great brands. Citroën is owning the territory of comfort on all the different dimensions of comfort, not only suspension comfort, not only seat comfort, but also everything related to the simplicity of using a car, to the well-being of having a protection on your lateral body panel of your car. So all the dimensions of comfort are embodied in the Citroën brand. And last but not least, the Peugeot brand is the perfect convergence between the rigor of Germany and the Latin emotion of France and other Southern Europe countries. So Peugeot is the body that embodies the rigor, the elegance, and the Latin emotion.
Carlos Tavares has spent his entire career in the auto industry, starting as a test driving engineer at Renault back in 1981. He rose through the ranks of the French car maker, and after Renault struck a partnership deal with Nissan, Tavares was credited for the Japanese car maker's turnaround. Tavares became Chief Operating Officer of Renault in 2011 and was long considered as a contender for the top spot. But he stepped down surprisingly last year. It followed an interview in which he stated he was keen to become chief executive of a global car maker sooner rather than later. It put him on a collision course with his boss, Renault's CEO Carlos Ghosn. Tavares joined Renault's crosstown rival Peugeot Citroën at the start of 2014, and then in March he fulfilled his ambition to become chief executive. I want to change tack a little bit. You've been chief executive of Peugeot Citroën now for around about 6 months. How are you finding it?
Well, first, I'm very excited and very happy. I have found in this company great engineering capabilities, a high level of passion for the product, great people. Individual talent is absolutely outstanding. There was, of course, some issues about the method, how you run the business model, how you align all the stars to deliver good economical results.
Has it been difficult to adapt yourself and perhaps adapt the company to you? I mean, you spent such a long time at Renault. It must have been a little bit of a culture shock.
When you are passionate, as I am, about cars, and you find other passionate people, you immediately converge on the thing that is common to you, which is making great cars. And what was missing in PSA was the method to deliver profit while continue to making great cars. I found in the company also a high level of humility, which was very rewarding for somebody like me, because people were expecting some guidance in terms how should we proceed to generate results. They have been working like hell through the last years during the crisis. The results were not meeting their expectations because the company was still significantly in the red. So there was this empathy, there was this humility and this listening power for people that wanted to find the right methodology to generate profit. That's what we deliver all together, thanks to their talent in the first half of this year of 2014. And frankly, I'm very excited, I'm very pleased for them first, that they can see the result of their hard work.
Now, a lot was made by us journalists last year. When you left Renault, there was talk of animosity between yourself and Carlos Ghosn, the chief executive of Renault. Looking back at that episode, do you regret anything, or how do you look at that time of your life now?
Well, you know, life is life, and you have different steps in your life. I suppose that you have not been working for France 24 for the whole of your career, so everybody has changes in his career. My relationship with Carlos Ghosn is excellent, and it is still excellent. I learned tons of things with him, but now I'm focused in a new step of my life, which is to bring to PSA the capability to be a global car maker, a big car maker, and I'm happy to be able to bring that experience and that passion.
Do you feel like you're at the pinnacle of your career? Are you at the peak of your working life, so to speak?
It's possible because I'm not a teenager anymore, as you can see. So it's indeed a point in my career where I have less to do in the future than what I have already done. But my motivation, my passion is to communicate all of the things I have learned and all the things I can guess and all the management skills that eventually I may have to our company, for the company or for the people of our company to win. That's where my pleasure is to make them win. My career is not what counts. What counts is the future of the company.
Carlos Tavares, I want to thank you for taking the time to speak to us, and I want to thank you for watching at France 24. Do stay with us for more news.